Big Dookie Chain.
We out here, Lord.
Oh, man. Beating me to the punchline right here. Van Styles, Tash to my left, Hush behind the camera, but Deadeye just peeped it. What's the word peeped in there? I don't.
Peeped in there is not the word.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that was it.
You inserted something.
Creeped? Pause?
Creeped in there. I don't know.
Don't think that was the word either. See, we're getting off to a bad start. See what I was just saying? Oh, this is already going left.
Landing,
yeah, it is. You're right about that. I told you it was in the first quarter.
Yeah, I knew.
I should have put that bet in.
I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say anything. Anyways.
Let's talk about it. So we know who you are. You're wearing your shirt. Yes, I like that self-promotion. Hold up. I'm not going to forget. We have to.
Yes, we have to coronate.
Oh, look at
Can you
this.
turn these headphones down for me a little bit?
Oh, you got to take off the headphones.
Four.
Wow.
Thank you.
Now
Perfect.
you just
Van is on one.
Premium hip hop right there.
I just hit, that next level, Lord.
Yeah, that's authentic.
We out here.
You should have had that for the tour you were just on.
Not on stage.
Why?
Because
the Dookie chain should be worn everywhere. You need to take the Dookie chain across seas with you next time you go.
That chain's actually been worn on stage by a couple superstars.
Yeah, Lazy Bone wore that. You're too good for it. You're too good for it, but Lazy Bone?
I'm not too good for it. He just,
Didn't Beanie Siegel rock it too?
He rocked it. Beanie Siegel rocked it.
That's fire. Yeah. Where at? In Boston?
Nah. Lazy was out in Worcester. We did a show out in Worcester, and fucking Beanie was what, Connecticut or something?
Connecticut, yeah.
Well, you know what? If I get into my old man stance, I could do it. Because I could just chill, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
If I'm jumping around, nah.
Oh, yeah. So you're looking at it more as like a safety thing.
Yeah. I don't want the shit smacking me in the face while I'm jumping up and down. Pause.
So, where you from? See, we're already getting there, man.
See, I didn't do it.
Where you from?
Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Born and raised?
A.K.A. Lawtown. Not born and raised. I was born in Puerto Rico. And then I moved to Dominican Republic for like 3 years, and then I moved to Lawrence.
What age you moved to Lawrence?
Like 4.
4, okay. What's your introduction to hip hop?
Lottie Dottie.
What's the first time you heard it?
Lottie Dottie.
Tell me the story.
Well, my dad is a mechanic, so I randomly ran into some random car he was working on or something, and found a compilation tape called Power Rap.
Okay.
When I was 6. And then I found it was like a compilation with like a bunch of songs, and it had whatchamacallit on it. It had the Super Bowl Shuffle by the Chicago Bears on it. Yeah. It had Whistle on it. It had Lottie Dottie. It had Freaks Come Out at Night, and like 2 other songs. And like that was just my first tape, like my first thing. You know what I'm saying?
How old are you now?
43.
And you were 6 when that happened?
Yep.
And you remember every song that was on the tape?
Right, yeah.
I still have the tape.
Okay. Cool, because you're obviously a DJ, and obviously the love for music and compilations, it's obviously going to go right in that direction.
What else do you remember from 6 years old?
My parents had a 88 Maxima.
Okay, I was interested. Like,
what a fly!
I'm like, you're really gonna answer this.
What a fly ass! No, it wasn't 88. It was like an 86. Yeah, 86 Maxima. I had the L tape player with the EQ on it.
Okay. Now Termanology's dad also, he was a mechanic, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So
rest in peace, Domingo.
Did your dad ever meet Domingo?
Yeah.
They know
cool.
each other?
Yeah, for sure. Lawrence is small, man. Everybody kind of knows everybody. Like, if you're in certain like professions.
Yeah.
You know
well,
what I mean?
I was telling you that I was the king of Lawrence for a very short time. Nobody knew I was the king but myself.
No doubt.
And no one respected me because my Spanish started with Frio and ended with Cerveza. But everyone there speaks Spanish.
Basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like 95% Hispanic.
I was the minority.
Yeah.
I did not like
there's
that.
still a few different there's a few different nationalities that are, adjacent to that, like, Mexican or like South American or Central American.
He thinks they're all the same.
There's a huge Jamaican population out there, Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence is eclectic like crazy.
Yeah.
Even though it's dominated by one.
Going back to hip hop.
Yeah.
All right. So you're 6 years old.
Yep.
Find this tape.
Yep.
All right. So from that tape on, is that tape right there? Because you still have it. You still know it.
Yeah.
Is that your introduction to like, okay, I want to make compilation tapes?
Nah. This is like early. Like, I didn't start to care about wanting to make music until like, or even be involved in music, probably like when I was like 16.
So 10 years go by.
Yeah, but I'm into it heavy. You know what I'm saying? My household is like mostly merengue, salsa, and things like that, or old like bolero music from like the 50s and 60s. It sounds like doo-wop, but it's like Spanish, like Okay. Guitars and like, you know, group singing and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's like my upbringing, you know, and my family background. You know what I'm saying? But then I'm into hip hop when I'm 6, so I'm like, I'm in America. It's a different ballgame. You know what I mean?
Because you guys were coming from another country, did this mean you got to listen to anything if it had a parental advisory sticker on it?
Yeah, okay. I didn't care. They didn't care about any of that because like they wasn't hip.
Yeah, so they're in
their own world.
Yeah, that's
so by the time they was hip, I was way too late. I was already like engulfed. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 years in or something. They like seen it on like the news,
right?
And they were like, "Oh, you should care about this." And I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh, word?
Like, see Dolores Tucker
You're a little too
and
late.
shit.
Yeah, you're a little too late."
Exactly.
Fucking Louis Farrakhan,
exactly.
Dolores Tucker hitting it with the bulldozer and shit. People don't even realize that they put all the CDs on the ground and rolled them over with the bulldozer and shit.
Facts.
Fucking
that shit was on the news.
See Dolores Tucker, you a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, fucking
it was all those.
Bill Clinton, Mr. Bob Dole.
Yeah.
Fucking
so I understand the game of the games.
You know, all right. So
instead of trying to help
what's the first
brother? Sorry, I just want to get in on the run.
You got to do it.
Okay.
What's the first like album you bought then? What does Lolly Dotty lead to?
That I bought with my own money.
Yeah, like
or
what,
that that I figured out how to get.
Like how you like when you get like what's your first like taste?
Yeah, that you stole or bought.
Or that I dubbed off an older relative.
We'll start with dubbed,
that counts.
and then we'll move.
That counts. Yeah. That all counts.
So the first couple things I had was that I owned.
Older brothers or older cousins?
Older cousin.
Okay.
Older girl cousins.
Older girl cousins.
And then older cousin, but he was way newer than me because he had lived in DR way longer than me.
Okay.
So by the time he comes over, I'm hipping him to the game. You know what I'm saying? So I had Nice and Smooth first album.
Okay.
On CD.
Oh, so you're already CD.
Yeah, whoa.
I had a CD.
Whoa.
I had a CD then.
No tape decks? No.
Yeah, I had tape. I had a bunch of tapes, but like. But
CDs are out by the time.
But I had that CD.
But by the time you get into hip hop, CDs are already like out. How old are you?
I'm 43.
Because I'm 44.
Right, I was saying
and there was no tapes.
Yeah,
no CDs when
my cousins were a little older. I was like.
Okay.
I
was early to it too. That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? And then
because it was I would think
they was already in high school. You know what I'm saying? So
sixth
I was
grade. Sixth grade is when the CDs came for me. So that was like 92, 91, 92.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So if you were like
right around then.
If you were like around 13, 14 years old, that's when you're probably getting them.
It was Nice and Smooth first shit and Black Sheep, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing.
Okay.
Those are the first two like joints that I had that were like mine. Then when I was 12, my cousin came through with his man Eddie, and his man Eddie had 36 Chambers on cassette, and he let me hear like 2 joints, and then I was like,
Change your life.
What is this? Then my girl cousin had it on CD with Das Effect's second album, Straight Up Suicide, and I dubbed those on tape, and those were like my things that I had.
When people
besides the older stuff.
What's crazy is like, in case anyone doesn't know, so I might even be watching and listening. Dubbing on tape is like you had cassette tapes and you had to record like off another fucking form of music, off one physical copy of music into another physical copy of music, which is crazy when you think about that.
Oh, all day.
You know,
and you're going backwards if you was dubbing it off CD. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we didn't even. Maybe you knew because you were into music.
Nah, I wasn't hip.
But no one like knew that at the time. Like no one had no idea like you about audio files and shit like that. Like we weren't hip to none of that.
Not
shit.
At all. And you only had like, say you go to the store and you got like $20 or whatever, $15 or whatever you had, $10. You would buy an album. Your man would buy the other album that was out, and then y'all would each buy a blank tape to dub the other shit.
Or you steal the tapes.
Or you steal the tape or whatever. You know what I mean? Or you would go and buy singles and shit, you know what I'm saying, to spread the bread.
I want to go back
to only had so much money.
Singles, because singles one. My shit was, your shit was 99 cents, mine $4. Fucking but
then went backwards.
Back to 36 Chambers though. It's interesting because you brought that up with the headphones. I remember I rode like my bike to Leechmid about that shit. Like on the back of, I think I had some on the back of my pegs and shit. The whole nine. Like that's how
I remember a few of them. That's one that I remember attaining. I don't remember when I bought my own copy of that one, but I remember some other ones. But
you saying you putting the headphones on, listening to the 2 joints. I'm just bringing that up because I remember like listening to that. Like, there's not a lot of shit. I don't know if there's anything now that like it changed hip hop.
Oh, for sure.
Like when you heard 36 Chambers, you were like, "What the fuck is this? Like
Facts.
this is some like nothing sounds like this.
No,
this is
nothing.
some other." Now we're bringing hip hop to a new chamber.
Even
you know what I'm saying?
even now, it never sounded like
But is
anything else.
Is there anything that's come out like lately that even can say like that's changed music? That's put it on its side so much. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think nothing's new under the sun per se anymore because of the internet and stuff. But there's some shit that's come out sonically that's like, whoa.
Well, that's what I mean though. Sonically, that changed because hip hop was like kind of glossy and like bloop bloop, like glamoury.
For
and
sure.
then that came out and it got like fucking dirty and there was no polish to it and it was like RZA. Like,
I think it was still street, but they showed shit that like nobody had ever seen.
they made the sound dirty.
That shit sounded like a comic book. Audio, you feel me?
It
Like,
sounded like they took that shit and like scraped it on the ground and then like made music on it.
Nah,
like
facts.
you know what I'm saying? Like shit was all dirty, had crust on it, like a little bit of blunt guts.
That's still like Matt Crackwood and a bunch of the beats and
and like
shit,
right on the record was like trash, and you play that shit with the trash on the record, and it's like, ah, shit sounds perfect. You know, it sounds.
Yeah, I think that's all purpose too.
No, it is. It
For
is.
sure.
It sounds like plus the tools he's using.
It's funny because I listened to that album like that. Like I heard a piece of it, and then I was like, oh, I gotta go get it. And the same shit happened with Forever.
What that when you heard like the song, it changed your shit.
Nah, so I'm in high school when Forever comes out. I'm 16.
Wu-Tang Forever.
Oh, Forever's a double disc.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Iron Flag. And never mind. Yeah,
Nah, Forever.
Yeah. That was,
I'm in high school.
Who's ever thinking of Iron Flag?
I thought that was Forever for some reason.
Sometimes you think about Iron Flag.
Yeah.
A couple songs. But not when you think about Forever.
Certainly.
I skipped school to get that one.
Yeah, nah. So I'm in school and I get to lunch and my man's he was like a year older than us. He was in the next class. He comes through. He sits at the table. He's like, "Yo, Pete, this." Boom. I'm like, "What?" So he skipped the first 2 periods to go get it and then come to school.
Yeah. Well, Triumph's number 2 on that, isn't it? So it's like
yeah, he played me like Reunited and like the next song after. You know what I'm talking about? Was it For Heaven's Sake? Is it after that?
They're all good.
Yo, 1 2 1 2. That one. Oh man.
And that deck verse. It's like one of the best verses, top 10 verses of like hip hop.
The deck verse.
The deck verse on Triumph.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah.
And plus, like I think it's always interesting. Like when we talk to people on that couch, some people are older, some people are younger. So like their introduction to hip hop is like hip hop's in a different space.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like when someone their first album's Kanye or Drake, it's like in a very emotional state that hip hop couldn't be in the Wu-Tang era and that, you know what I'm saying? So
no doubt.
It's like, it's interesting. That's why
I mean, it could, and I know what you're saying. Maybe not to the extent of the like the emo-ness of it, but Tribe was out and shit like that, and
I hear what you're saying,
out,
but like at the same time, like hip hop got like sensitive, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. What I'm saying is it changed from like that really like it went from like hip hop to the hippity to like to Rakim and all that shit, and then it got like advanced past that to as far as it could, and then it stopped getting lyrical because it couldn't go any further lyrically, so it got like other shit came in. And
I think it still could.
shiny.
I think it still could. You just gotta
diddlered.
You can, but like no. But I'm saying like it's like a 22-year-old kid that like started hip hop at Kanye West or like or what the fuck's his name, Tyler the Creator or some shit like that. You missed like the Cool G. Like to get to that, you have to know that. Like you have to be able to understand this part of it.
For sure.
This isn't hip hop without this part of it.
All day.
Because if you're just that.
Even the shit that people shunned back in the day is prominent heavy.
Well, but it's like, because that's like hip. Like you can't just be like, oh, well, no, hip hop's Kanye West, but it's not that hippity hop shit. It's like, no, that shit. Like this is what it is.
That's like the on the radar dude that got in trouble saying like we don't want to hear boom bap and none of that shit. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I've heard Adam 22 say that.
They all say it,
bro.
I don't like that.
Who are these
rap.
guys? Like
they all say that shit. And it's like, okay, but that's not hip hop. Like we have a debate now.
Who the fuck are you to say who the fuck is what the hell is hip hop? Like beat it. Like,
well, I mean, it's just being like, who is it? Lil Xan, who's like, Tupac is boring. It's people are trying to like affiliate themselves with the younger crowd so they can be hip. We're just a bunch of old men when our hips hurt.
See, like I think hip hop is a culture. I think you actually can like decide who is hip hop and who isn't hip hop. I don't think some 22-year-old kid fucking decide that shit. But like we go through this all the time, and maybe your opinion too. Like I think Drake's a pop star. I don't
All
think
day.
Drake's. I don't
All
think
day.
Drake's a rapper. I don't think he's hip hop.
I think he's a rapper, but he's a pop star.
If you talk
first.
fast over a beat, you're rapping, and that's part of hip hop.
He's rapping, and but he's also a singer and a different type of writer, and you know.
Would you consider Drake like hip hop culture?
At times, yeah.
At times.
Yeah, but he's a
that's
pop
like-
star.
He had a song called Wu-Tang Forever.
Would you?
Whoa, that the Wu was like, nah.
Yeah,
we'll pass.
exactly. Wu's like, that's what I'm saying. Like
They don't want to be affiliated with it. It just
It just
depends on
wasn't-
what you're.
it just wasn't
Wait,
hip-hop
So what
whatsoever,
is your
the song.
definition of hip hop that Drake doesn't fit into? Because I know what mine is. It's if you rap, as in talk over a beat.
That's rapping. Like hip hop is like.
And that's part of hip hop. If you're rapping,
hip hop is like a fucking like an attitude and the aura and the culture that you live. It's like a set of standards, rules, and guidelines that you abide by and live by, and standards you set to walk out in the fucking street every single day and survive that motherfucker.
I think he has those elements in, you know.
It's not a tough guy
in him,
thing.
pause,
It's not
but
that.
but you can be Drake and rap, and you're doing a hip hop thing.
No doubt, but you could
That
be
doesn't
hip hop though too.
But you know,
But also you could
So
be
that would make
other
you
shit
hip-hop.
too though. You could be other
He's
shit.
a pop star who's also doing.
The shit with hip hop is it never
dabbles in
never
hip-hop.
made those subgenres and shit like that.
Is he
It
a pop- is he
became-
just a pop-
So you either that or not.
that's the problem. I think is that
That's the problem.
There's no like that shit is some other shit. Like
Yeah,
it's
no
cool
doubt.
that you do that.
No doubt.
It's fine. I don't give.
Dude,
a,
I
don't
worked
think
in a
it's-
record store for a long time. It goes Drake, then Dr. Dre.
I
Right
mean-
at, in the shit when you're looking through it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
Then, and then like Eminem.
Oh.
And then like Eminem. So it's like neither or three of those guys are the same.
Dude,
artist.
remember, I would be so mad back in the day when they would put Beastie Boys in the rock section. You
No
remember
doubt.
that?
Yeah, yeah,
Always.
for sure.
Like
And
all the time.
I think
Or be
that-
like,
yeah, I think those are people that like don't know hip hop.
you would never know. So I'd go and I'd look.
You'd move
and
it.
then, yeah. And then fast forward later, they would put Insane Clown Posse in the rock section.
Yeah, I be trying to put Post Malone in the pop shit, and it's like motherfuckers moving back and shit. I'm like, he's not hip hop, dog.
Well, once
Did he
again,
start out hip hop or something?
I don't think it was hip hop. I think that's
Post
once again,
Malone
it's
was
like
never
rapping.
hip hop. He just had rappers on his shit.
It's like
Okay,
pop
he wasn't
music.
rapping.
Yeah, he
you
was
know,
pop music.
it's like
shit.
fucking T-Pain or something, or
Which
you
is-
know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
Post
fine.
Malone never rapped, right?
No.
That we know of. Like, he didn't.
Nah,
No,
He just
it's
had
not like-
rappers.
nah.
He
His
like-
biggest song at first was that Iverson joint.
Yeah, he
the White Iverson
harmonizes like 3 or 4
Oh, that's
bar
a sports
verses.
player, yeah.
shit. Yeah, he's the White
Like we're
Iverson.
talking about.
White
apparently.
Iverson, which is a weird, like when that video comes on, you see what he's doing in that video. Because every now and then that shit will come on randomly on YouTube, and you'd be like, what? You forget. You'd be like, oh my god, this dude's come like, but he does it more, I guess, authentically because he's not
Yeah.
like yeah, I'm not a rapper. I'm not hip hop.
Yeah.
I'm making a country album.
Yeah.
Like Drake will make a country album, people will call that shit hip hop, and it's like that shit is not fucking hip hop.
They would categorize it as that.
Did you have Shaq Diesel's album?
Hell yeah, that shit was lit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which one?
That's the first one.
You
Shaq
know I got
Diesel's the first
skills,
one.
man. You know I got skills. That was the joint.
Yeah, the set. They had the Chip Fu from Fushnik is on that
Yeah,
one. It was
yeah.
the second one that had Biggie.
Yeah,
Can't Stop the Rain.
Big-
No, the
Biggie
third.
had-
That was the third one. The,
had-
second, the second one had the Method Man and RZA joint.
Yeah,
the
RZA,
no
Method
hooks.
Man. He just sung with Michael
We
Jackson.
don't need no
Shit.
hooks.
Shit.
The one I'm talking, the one you're talking about
I'm
is
trying to
You Can't
imagine
Stop the Rain.
yeah,
is the third
the
album.
white-
Shaq Fu is the second one. Shaq,
Oh, so what
Shaq
was-
Diesel is the first one.
Yeah, with the blue and black
Yeah.
cover.
This man knows his
Shaq
shit.
Yeah.
Diesel, Shaq Fu, and then You
I
Can't
tried
Stop
to
the
slip
Rain.
an album by you there and just skip.
Yeah.
I bet you.
I be
you know
knowing my
Shaq's
shit.
You know
discography.
Shaq's
I
discography better
apologize.
than
Yeah,
Shaq
Shaq's the
does.
greatest basketball rapper ever.
He is. The story about that 2 other gave him the deal he didn't want. He's like, I just did the shit. I don't care. He's like, I just want
He goes, I didn't make enough money doing rap, so
Yeah, he didn't
that's why I
wanna
didn't
do
do
it.
it. That's why now I'm the general.
And who were those Mexican dudes he came back with earlier this year and it started going viral? That was actually a pretty good song, I thought.
Mexican
I don't
dude
know.
was
Yeah,
Shaq?
yeah.
I
It was
don't know.
it was
I know
a
you're
music
talking about-
video.
I just don't
It was
remember
earlier
the
this year,
artist.
and they were like, "Is Shaq making a comeback? He murdered." Come on, hush.
OT.
Oh, OT.
What's his name?
No, no,
OT
no.
the
I ain't talking.
Mexican?
He's the hottest Mexican dude.
No, no. He's not the hardest. The
He's
one that
ill,
they always
No,
put on.
Mexican OT. That's
The Mexican OT.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope. He got to join with Paul.
Who's your favorite old school Spanish rapper?
Probably like Be Real.
What about Frost? I just wanted to
Frost
mention
was
Frost.
ill. Frost was ill.
I can't actually think of an album.
Para la raza.
Yeah. Or Tres Delinquentes. Remember that single
Yeah,
they had with
Delinquent Habits.
Tupac? Yeah.
Delinquent Habits. They had that joint with Pun.
Oh, yeah.
Pun
That's
murdered
right.
that shit.
So is Pun, since Lawrence is so like Puerto Rican, is Pun just held up amongst...
For people who look at it in that sense, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Did you ever have a Crisscross Totally Crossed Out?
The album?
Yeah.
No, I had the single. But but I dressed like that shit in 2nd grade.
Okay.
I did that shit for one day. Oh, one day, bro. One day.
One day.
You just had a moment.
Yeah, one
Your
day.
periods were
One
synced
day.
on that one.
I was like, this ain't for me. This ain't, you know what I was wearing too? I was wearing a cross colors outfit. I'm a cross colors.
I was wearing the fucking jumpsuit backwards like a fucking idiot.
I had a red cross colors like matching short and fucking top set. And
that was my first concert. Was Crisscross with Far Side was opening.
So
wow.
But
did I mention that to them? I didn't even mention that to them.
No, you didn't mention that.
Damn.
To them. You missed the opportunity.
All your stories were bogarting the mic.
So you, this guy we're talking about here, not the Far Side.
Oh, it's the DJ Deadeye.
The DJ Deadeye show today.
Yeah, sure.
It's the Big Dookie Deadeye.
Big Dookies.
So at what point in time, you said you're 16, at some point in time you realize, okay, I want to start making beats, I want to start making CDs, I want to start making compilations. How does that begin?
Really, I didn't make the basketball teams for like my freshman and sophomore year, and then I was like, all right, fuck this shit. Gotta do something else. So then I turned my, attention to trying to make beats. So I got turntables when I was like 16.
What year?
This is
96?
97.
Okay.
97. Yeah, I was 16 years. 97. So
me too. I got a new Mark pack, but
I got a Gemini. I bought it off my man's who had a set, and then he just decided to go do some other shit, like work on cars instead. So he sold them to me for like $300.
What else is crazy? You said I wanted to make some beats, so I had to go out and buy turntables.
Yeah, so
like,
you get to sample records.
No, I know that, but no one
equates it.
No one knows today. Nobody would understand that. Oh, why didn't you just go buy a laptop?
Yeah.
Like, oh, they didn't have laptops.
Yeah, nah,
yeah.
No laptops. So then I bought the tables, and then my partner in school was supposed to. He ended up getting the beat machine.
Okay.
So he would come over and we would do shit. You know what I'm saying? And then he would
like a drum machine.
Yeah, it was just like a drum machine, and then I would find samples and we would loop shit. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't have a program to record it on or nothing. So
the sample like on the 3-second sample loop.
Yeah. So we would make like short compositions, you know what I'm saying? Like very short.
This is before memory was a thing, and you could only have like a 3-second sample loop, which you could take.
Yeah,
and
I think I had 8.
Yeah, it went to 6 and then maybe 8. Yeah,
8 seconds I had.
We were doing the shit where you like had we had the 4-track, but you had to put the pieces in there, the tape and the tape, and then flip the tape, so it would have the 2 on each side. That's what you were kind of doing, right? Yeah.
Yep.
People don't realize that shit. That's how you got to make beats back in the fucking day.
For sure. And then
you only had 4
tracks.
Things that you could do on the beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you had to use 2 on each side of the tape. You know
After that, by like the end of the 90s, I was recording on a 4-track mini disc. Mini disc recorder. So like 99. So in that progression, I bought the tables to try to make beats with my mans. He ended up not coming over too many times, so I ended up just having the tables. So then I just learned how to DJ, and I fell in love with DJing. And I started buying mad records and getting, doing like blends and shit. And then, but the equipment was like what it was for like that time. So by like 99, I got like way better equipment. I got like a shitty job to get fucking the bread and enough bread to buy it, and then I bought it and quit the job. You know what I mean? Kind of shit.
That's hip hop.
And then I started doing clubs and shit with E&J back in Lawrence, my man DJ Sun and DJ Urkel and Jera. You know what I'm saying? We used to do a bunch of 2-room jams and shit like that.
I was gonna ask, is that the first, like your first step into like professionalism?
Yeah, doing like 2-room. We used to do 2-room jams around New England. We did like Lowell, Lawrence, Haverhill.
What's a 2-room jam?
So we do like one room would be like hip hop and R&B, and then the other room would be like reggae and like house and shit like that.
Okay.
And we'd split the DJs and shit and just
And you DJ any kind of music, not just hip hop?
Yeah. Now, yeah. Back then I was more into hip hop and R&B and shit like that. But then I was learning how to DJ like reggae records. You know what I'm saying? And we had a dude in the clique that really knew how to do that shit well. He learned from like a real selector from like the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? So
did you ever let the record skip?
Like purposely?
No. You're performing and you get screamed on. Like Capadonna was screaming on the sound check man at the show House of Blues.
Things like that happen. I've had that happen for sure. Not screamed on, but like trying to make an example of and shit. For sure.
All right, continue on.
So you're like you just made the conversation skip.
Nah, but that's a good question.
So
I've seen some shit too where it's other people getting
just reamed out.
Yeah.
You seen that famous Biggie one where like
he throws the water.
bottle?
And at Big Cap, that was Big Cap DJing.
Since we're here, what's the craziest thing you've seen when someone made the record skip? When someone made the record skip?
Yeah,
I seen like Ghost like go crazy on some dude. I don't want to say his name, but he ended up having to be the DJ on the tour by default in a sense, because they had J Love doing it, but he only did the first 2 dates in New York, and then they had to do like some New England dates. So this kid that was young, up and comer, you know, beat maker, ended up having to be
trial by fire.
Yeah, and he's like not hip. Like, yo, he was getting destroyed, bro.
When Ghost just did City Hall, didn't someone like fuck his record up?
Yeah, that was at House of Blues.
No, but at City Hall.
Oh, at City Hall.
At City Hall Plaza, someone fucked his record up, and he was like, "Yo, I'm about to fuck somebody up." And
yo,
shit.
Maybe Ghost needs anger management classes.
Well, they say that Ghost is an angry guy. It's like it was his whole fucking.
He's
thing.
chill as fuck though. Like behind the scenes.
Yeah, he said you just don't like.
He's
just
super
don't cross
chill.
him. You know what I'm saying? He said
he's always like he's never like. The only time I seen him was one time. Rest in peace. I seen him at Mohegan Sun, Foxwoods, and they did a Wu show there, and then afterwards they were supposed to do like a club. You know, there's like a club in there.
Memoir.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, I'm thinking of Encore.
I don't know. Whatever. There's some club inside Foxwoods where a lot of artists go and do like club in store, whatever the hell it's called, walkthroughs.
Yeah.
And they were over there, some of them. So then I guess they wasn't letting in Papa Wu, rest in peace, and he was spazzing on the security dude. So Ghostface had to come out and like, you know, calm the shit down or whatever. So that shit was like hilarious.
No, Ghost was one of the nicest guys ever to come through WERS for the radio back in the day.
Yeah,
I remember he did one of these amazing drops when Fish Scale came out, where he's like cutting up the cocaine, you know, like, like scraping it across the plate, and then like Mark Feldman, Problem Child, if you remember him, was transferring it to another computer and accidentally deleted the drops. What's the worst thing what's the biggest loss you've taken? Because I know you collect a lot of stuff, and of course you have a lot of music that you make.
Oh, like stuff.
Yeah, like
personally?
you've lost
like,
you've had your hard drive break down. Something gets stolen.
A lot of times back in the day, I used to have all my shit in the basement, and that shit used to flood all the random. So
like you're the RZA.
So like mad fucking records, just like man, mad classic shit. They just can't get anymore. You know what I'm saying? Some shit's still stuck together. I still got it like that.
Pause.
But you never had like you never were on tour and had like a hard drive like snatched or lost or
nah.
Because I know back in the day you used to party
for
too.
sure. I've had money fucking fly out of my pocket.
That's not gonna make you cry years later.
Yeah, not like
those
that.
Ghostface drops. I still can't sleep right.
Yeah, nah, I never had nothing like that.
So you're at this point you're working in clubs. You're DJing.
Doing clubs, but I know like there's a shelf life there. Like I'm like, you know what I mean? This is cool and all, but like, you know.
Are you making beats that are selling yet?
No. This is not even the transition yet. Then I'm like, all right, cool. I got to make like a bigger name somehow or make a bigger impact. So I was like, all right, I'm going to start doing mixtapes. So I started doing some mixtapes that started circulating, you know what I mean, and doing well.
This is before Canon and them get locked up or get the studios
This is like
rushed.
03.
Are these
so you can still do
or CDs?
CDs.
Okay. So the high voltage era.
Yeah. So like by 99 to like 03, I'm like dabbling on like a name stay, something tangible that could stick.
So you're not Deadeye yet?
No, I'm trying to transition from the club party shit.
Yeah, what was your club party DJ name?
D. It was just D.
Just D.
DJ
Okay.
So it was simple. I was like, all right, this doesn't have any staying power because it's not. It doesn't catch nothing. It's just a simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right. But between 99 and 03, I had to figure out like the transition to being whatever it is, and then doing something where I could do multiple things. You know what I'm saying? So then I changed it to Deadeye. It's pretty seamless. They can still call me D if they want. Pause, and then fucking. It's just seamless. It fit. Nobody had it, you know.
Wait, where did you come up with Deadeye though?
It's like a nickname for a marksman, like a sniper.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Somebody
that.
who's always on point. Somebody always hits a target. Blah blah blah, shit like that. So that was kind of like
it's your name. You're like blah 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 shit like that.
Because I've said that shit 100 times.
But we've had people sit over there. We ask them what their name is and how they got their name,
and it's like
it's like no, it's like a 40-minute fucking story. about craziness.
Did Hustle Simmons do that?
Nibs.
So I started hustling. And then I was like,
Knuckles took, I don't know, fucking 25 minutes to tell you what his fucking name is.
So I punched a few things.
That was the gist of it. Yeah.
Did you ever have an artist or a record label exec scream on you for like fucking up their money by putting anything on a mixtape, like a song on a mixtape that wasn't supposed to be out yet?
Nah, they didn't find me or nothing, but they were they put out they put out like a cease and desist per se, like basically the first letter that they're like, yo, we know what the fuck's going on, like relax type shit. Yeah, I got one of those.
For what song?
It wasn't a song. I did it. So I did a Woo Block mixtape.
Okay.
With a bunch of shit that they had just leaked. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe like 2 songs off the album, and then the rest of it was just random shit over the years that they had done together, and then new shit that had just leaked, little freestyles and shit like that. And I dropped it the same day the album dropped. So their shit's called Woo Block the album. My shit's called Woo Block the mixtape.
Okay.
So people were going to my shit, buying it and downloading it and checking it out.
Who gave the cease and desist? The
Koch.
Okay.
Because that's what.
Oh, it came out on Koch.
Yeah, it came out on Koch.
That's weird. Isn't that weird that it came? Because that's an independent label.
Yeah, they were like, "Yo, relax."
Did you listen to the album?
No lie,
the
like,
locks,
like the first day, that shit got like 5,000 or 10,000 hits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they weren't selling 5,000 to 10,000.
Yeah.
Like that. You know what I mean? So. They were like, yo, chill, you fucking up the money. You know what I'm saying?
It's also.
I was like, it's out, my nigga. I can't do nothing about it. I mean,
too late.
Once it runs, it's running.
Once on the internet, it's forever. People already got it.
It's running. It's running. You know what I'm saying?
What's interesting though is like, people don't really understand what it takes to do stuff. Like even just like a podcast, like it's a lot of fucking work, it's a lot of equipment, a lot of cameras, all this other shit. Being a DJ, what are you doing? Picking songs, blah blah blah. So what you go to albums, you pick a fucking song, put on the thing. It's easy.
Yeah.
But you just said you were collecting Woo and fucking and D Block shit for like your life, going and searching for like odd fucking mixtape shit that nobody can fucking have.
Word.
You're also finding like the leaks. You're getting exclusive shit. Like, how long does something like that even take to put together?
For me, like if I got the juice to do it, and like I got the meat, like all the ingredients with a cover, probably like a month and a half.
That's what I'm saying. Like you wouldn't. I thought he was gonna go like a week or like a day. Like the way you said, oh, if I do it, that means it would take somebody else 2 months to do it, 2.5 months to do it.
Word.
And people see a mixtape.
Means it would take me how many months?
Oh, you're 2 years. Fucking.
Now when I do albums, that shit takes me dumb long because I'm not a singer, I'm not a rapper. I gotta outsource all the shit.
But even a mixtape,
so that shit takes longer.
People are probably like,
with mixtapes, I could get shit done because then I could get the drop from homie or whatever. I got old drops.
What's the biggest artist to turn you down for a drop?
Turn me down?
Yeah,
probably like Mos Def.
Was it Mos Def or Yassa and Bey?
Right.
He was Mos Def.
He fucked up his name.
He's still Mos Def and he wouldn't do a drop for you? That's crazy.
No.
He might have been
I think he turned me down for a drop.
He wasn't.
Too,
I don't think he might have been. He might have been Yasin by then.
I can see Yasin turning you down. I can see Mos Def. I can't. Like you, I can see.
You're right. You're right. Because it was like, oh wait, so he might have been Yasin by then.
Yeah, I could see him.
Like 08,
not fucking with you.
2008.
He'd walk up on you and he'd be like, nah, I don't want to fuck with that. Like I just did feel the energy. But yeah, I figure he'd do it for you.
Yeah, I pretty much.
Nice aura.
I pretty much can get
hip hop aura.
You know, if it makes sense. Oh, I had early some funny ones. Mega, who later became fam, but at first he was like, I was trying to get a drop from him. He was dolo in like the VIP with his mans, like his friend or his bodyguard or whatever at the time. And I go to try to get a drop, and his man's just like, yo, he's in the zone right now. He can't, yo.
Wait, but that's like an old school. Have you tried with any of these younger artists? Because I was at a Mick Jenkins show, and I waited after, asked for a drop, and I'm like, fuck is Mick Jenkins? I'm Fan Styles,
Yeah.
And this dude looked at me like I had 7 heads. Oh, definitely not. Definitely can't do that. I'm like, but underground hip hop, what?
Yeah, they don't even understand. That shit's like ancient history.
I know. So have you tried with these young ones?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think I've tried. Nah, I keep my shit kind of like classic in a sense.
Yeah, because I don't even think you've done any mixtapes when it's been like the newer generation.
I mean, I've done a few that have just been like compilations of just like newer shit, but I stick to like a level of artists per se.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I did do like a 4-hour mix one year, and that shit had some shit that I normally wouldn't really fuck with per se, but it had an element that I fucked with, so I put it on the joint. You know
How many mixtapes have you put out so far?
Good question.
Artist ones combined and everything?
Your pieces of work that have your name on them.
At least like 60 to 80 tapes, at least. Something like that.
How many have you done with Redman?
5.
How'd you end up meeting Redman?
We did a tour in 2008.
Okay, so before we get to... So, when do you become Deadeye? You become Deadeye... 03. All right. And you're putting your first... At that point in time, you're making...
Putting my first mixtapes out where I'm promoting Deadeye. They're selling... You know, when I was trying to get shit popping, there was just like, you know, local shit. But then once I turned to Deadeye and I had like these fly covers and dope shit going on, I was doing like 400 to 500 tapes out of the trunk. You know what I'm saying?
Out of the trunk.
And
Masterpiece
in the
style.
Bean, all throughout the, you know, the little Merrimack Valley area, all that shit. You know, back home.
Something else you don't have to do anymore is out the trunk, because now they all just do it digital.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, things like Bandcamp help like that, you know what I mean?
How much of a blow was it when they took down What was the one that everybody would download the mixtapes from?
Dat Piff.
Yeah, Dat Piff.
That Piff, yeah. That Piff helped a lot of people out. It helped the game, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, even, back in the day, what was the one? Mix Unit? That shit held it down for
Oh,
for
yeah,
a
I remember
minute.
that, yeah.
But like you specifically, I still want to get back to your story, because I'm interested in how you get to where you get to now. You're touring with Redman
Yeah,
and
so
stuff.
I do a few tapes, just like compilation joints and shit, just like new shit that's out, you know, make a little buzz. But even then I'm like, all right, like there's a ceiling here, you know, I gotta like get an artist maybe, you know, to host things.
Mhm.
So then I do a tape with Capone in 04.
Okay.
And what's crazy about that tape, you know, he did drops for it and
You just reach out to him?
Nah, so Term's old manager used to work at Koch, and that was his first
The same
artist.
guys that are trying to cease and desist.
Later they were. Later they
Full
were.
circle.
So he worked there, and that was one of the first artists he was pushing. So he would just give me shit, you know what I'm saying? I would get drops from Capone and all that. So I do the tape, and you know what's hilarious is that this is 2004, and his first single was this song where the beat goes, oh no, 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 no.
Oh, that.
Right?
That,
So I'm like the only DJ like playing it in like the New England area. Like nobody gives a fuck type shit, right? 20 years later, the shit is the biggest
the
TikTok shit.
yeah,
in the
TikTok
earth.
song.
Son, that shit is the most like unlikely thing I ever would have thought like in my life if you told me that shit in 04. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, you're out of your mind. There's no way.
And that was a song that Capone was on?
That's Capone's song.
With the sample that's
That's
down?
Capone's song. The shit that went viral was Capone's song.
I know
it's
that.
called Oh No.
I know that there's like a other song they slowed that sample down. So
Nah, that's his song with the same tempo, everything.
that's what I'm saying. That's like there's an original song.
Yeah.
Like an old song.
Yeah.
That they
from
that Capone-
2004.
Yeah, but wasn't there an older song than that?
Nah, yeah, it's a sample from
Sample.
some
That's what I'm
song.
saying. It's sample from, but they slowed the X. So that sample from Capone's song is the song.
Is the song that blew up on
not
TikTok.
the original, the Capone sample.
Yes.
Wait, so does Capone make money from that?
I don't
Blows
know,
up on
but
TikTok?
probably. Maybe the producer does. Somebody's making money off that shit, or did make money off that shit.
Yeah,
Bro.
that's crazy. That is
Bro,
weird.
I could not believe it. When I tell you I was probably the only DJ like playing that song like up here. Bro.
That's like one of those weird things that like your name's like you name your kid something like Tom Brady, and then like in the 80s and like in the fucking 2020s he becomes the most famous fucking person. Now you have that name.
Have you heard that Terry Bradshaw story?
No.
Bro, in the 70s he gets hurt in New Orleans, but he doesn't want to tell the league or whatever that he's hurt, like, you know, have it be known. He fucked his elbow up or some shit. He goes, he asks fucking surgery at a random New Orleans hospital under the name Tom Brady.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, before Tom Brady is born.
That's one of those crazy things like your name's Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan. It's like you don't
Bro,
get
that's random as fuck.
there's got to be like a Britney Spears out there. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Probably.
like a random fucking name that's like you wouldn't think there wouldn't be one, but like you're like that Michael Bolton shit from Office Space.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like that kind of shit. Like, but that's the same shit you wouldn't even later on in life. Now there you go.
Facts.
So who's the first? Like, so you got Capone on there.
Capone was the first one. Then I did AZ after that. Like 05.
That's dope.
I did Crumb Snatcher in like 03. We did a tape. So that was like the first like outside of doing compilation tapes that I did.
And that was like a strictly.
That was all crumb shit, but like super random unreleased shit. I did blends on it. Guru was on it. Two joints that like were like basically in limbo somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That I used on that tape. You know, so it's super exclusive and like people fuck with that shit. Like still like 21 years later, people still want that tape. It's crazy.
When we say Guru, people ain't making there's no new shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, Premier got some shit. He's gonna do another Gangsta album.
That's Premier though. You know what I mean? That's the
Did you meet Guru?
I did. I met him in 03 at the Owners album release party in New York. I got to smoke a blunt with him, Dolo. Shit was
Nice.
And I took a picture with him, but like I don't know where the fuck that shit is. And it was probably on some disposable camera shit or somebody's digital camera because it was 2003.
Yeah, I thought I'd never met him, but apparently he came to the Middle East for Bald Head Slickin' the Click, and I found a CD.
And I did a show with him and Crumb in 03 or something like that at Middle East.
That's some of the most
That might have been it.
That's probably the one.
Van style ass shit when he's like, I didn't remember meeting him until I found a CD that I had him signed.
Right. Yeah.
Like
that's
fucking,
fire.
Fucking meta.
That's
That's super fire.
Meta shit right there.
Because my mind is so complex. There's so many compartments. And like,
It's probably you were
I can't even access most of it.
And then I did what else, man? I did some other shit after that. Cormega. After that, I did pause, and then I did. Then we did the tour. In 08.
Are you making beats yet?
Yes, by like 04, 05, I was starting to make beats.
You get invited on this first tour. How do you get invited on that tour?
We got a break, really.
Who's we?
Termanology, myself, and Term's manager Dan Green at the time. We got a break to get on a 2-month tour with Redman and Method Man.
Oh shit.
Okay, who else was on the tour?
It was basically those were the mainstays. It was us and them, and then they added a bunch of Wu members at one point. They added Alchemist and Evidence at one point. They added Little Brother at one point, and a few others.
So
but we were the main. We were like the main opener.
Like,
even if they added like Wu members or bigger artists.
That's crazy. That's like the biggest rock stars in hip hop.
Because we were murdering shit though, and we were setting it up right for them energy wise.
Yeah.
So their management dude seen that shit and was like, nah, we got to keep these guys here. You know what I mean? Even though we weren't as big as some of the other guys.
How did you first meet Termanology?
Probably like 2000, 2001, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were in your like early
I was like
teens,
I was like
20s.
19, 20.
Okay.
When I met him, but then we.
Wait, how did you meet? Where? Like what was
I met him like we would do when I used to do in the DJ crew we would do these shows where we'd do all the live sound and the music in a neighboring town called Tewksbury, and they would come and rap and do shows and shit and use our shit basically. You know what I'm saying? That's why I met them. I met Easy there. I met Clip there. I met Term there, and I think Sin too. And then, but I didn't get, close with the click till later. Like,
okay.
Like I did Easy did a freestyle for me in 2002 before I was Deadeye, and I put that on a mixtape. And then and then he told Term about me, and then in 03. Me and Term did a freestyle for me, and then we did 2 freestyles for him in my basement. That's where I was recording shit too, and doing tapes and shit, and making beats.
In Lawrence.
It was in my mom's basement, and then on Utah Street in Lawrence, and then so Easy comes through, does a freestyle, tells Term comes through, he does 2 freestyles for himself and then 1 for me, and he uses the 2 freestyles on Hood Politics 1.
Okay. Nice.
And that's kind of where the wheels start turning, you know what I'm saying? And then we do other freestyles and shit for tapes of mine with other members from the ST and shit like that. And then probably by like 04, 05, I'm basically like squad, you know what I mean?
What's crazy though is like at the end of the day we're all hip hop fans. Like we're all like
I'd say by like 04 I was already like
okay.
I would say like is it safe to say that like you're a fan of hip hop in itself? Okay,
sure.
So you grew up listening to Method Man, and you grew up listening to Redman, you grew up listening to these people. You go from being like a guy doing local shit Like, you know, you doing a little thing here, a little thing there, but it's nothing bad, nothing crazy major. Next thing you know, you're on a fucking tour with Redman and Method Man. What the fuck is that like? Because I mean, is that your first like taste of like, oh shit, we can fucking really do this? Like
that was the first like big one. But we had done the first thing I did ever outside of New England was we did a tour, like a 3-city tour with Sean Price and Rock and Rusty Jux in 2004. That was the first time out of New England, like really out of New England. We did that shit in the DMV. Okay, like, we rocking with like Sean and them. You know what I'm saying? And we had to like.
You got any Sean Price memories?
This before, tons.
Yeah,
this before Term Out, Watch How I Go Down. You know what I'm saying? And all that. Yeah, I was looking at it right now.
So let's get a Sean Price memory. We got to get him. We get him all the time on the show.
We collect them on the show.
Everybody has great Sean Price stories.
I mean, yo, he came to the crib. Like a tour story,
any story works, man.
I mean, yo, we had to go. So we was doing a show at the Middle East for Term's album. I think it was with Fame. So we go and pick them up, me and another person. We go and pick up Sean at his crib, put him in the van. Then we go pick up Fame at his crib. So they got these two dudes in the car for 4 hours coming back. So they're wilding. He's like, stupido. This Fame's calling him stupido and shit. Then we get back. They're chilling in my crib because I had a big ass crib at the time. And no lie, there's like 40 or 50 people in my crib. And I'm in the video. We did this song called I Rock Mics. And I'm doing my part in the video, and it's like literally like 40 motherfuckers like in the crib, just like wilding on like all types of shit, drugs, drinking, just wilding. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
let's better go watch this video.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, let's hurry the fuck up so I can watch what the fuck motherfuckers is doing in my crib. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it was fun, man. And then, you know, it was crazy having Sean in Lawrence like at my crib. Like that's just surreal.
It's one of those things.
When I was like, he was one of my favorite rappers in high school. To go to like touring with him, to them being his friend, to him being in my crib.
That's what I'm saying. Like one of those crazy, cool things about like
it's the craziest shit ever.
Hip hop. Like I think 2 weeks ago, fucking Tech from Smith & Wesson was sitting right there, and it's just like it's my house. It's like, you know, Benzino sat there. It's crazy. It's like, oh shit. It's kind of interesting when these people
that shit's awesome
grew up listening to are like now. Now it's pretty hip hop's dope like that.
Hip hop's amazing like that, and also like it shows like the growth and the manifestation of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just willed it and it happened.
We're still going. That's some hip hop shit.
Super hip hop shit.
You got any Method Man, Redman?
I was gonna
standout memories. I know because they are the
tour.
Rock stars of hip hop. Like when it comes to,
I mean,
I think even like
I told one where we was overseas. We did a show in Czech in Prague, I think it was.
Okay.
And it was like a festival. It was like 20,000 people. It was called Hip Hop Camp.
That's gonna be crazy.
Meth was one of the headliners one night, and we were on at like a 8 o'clock slot. But he was the headliner, and Mathematics got locked up at the border when they flew over. So they didn't have a DJ. So they got some random dude, some French dude or something, to come DJ. And this is like 09. So this is like Serato's out and people have it, but like not everybody had it or whatever.
So he doesn't know how to use it.
So this dude burned a CD, right? And he burned it like way too fast. And you know how like when you do that, some tracks like skip and shit.
Yeah.
So he had it where like every track skipped like at one certain part, you know, in the time.
Yeah.
Bro, I watched Meth catch every skip and like go to that part of the song and like keep going.
Oh shit.
For like an hour, bro. I never seen no shit like that in my life.
He's super professional. When you see him like perform, you're like, wow, this guy is into it.
Yeah.
Like,
and then the other day, I found some remember the flip cams?
Yeah.
I had that shit, and I was recording. I found some of that footage
of that.
Yeah. I'm trying to do like some type of doc or something.
Right. We were talking about this outside of a show.
I got mad shit.
What's
I want to do it with Term because we have like.
I know,
we can make like a movie for real.
If you got if you got Static Selectors, like the shit he had.
Bro, I got like 4 hours of like me and Static and Term like in Japan, like on fucking little mini, you know, whatever those little cam type shits. I got some of that shit just sitting around, like,
well, like
all types of shit.
You're a dude from fucking Lawrence, right?
Yep.
And next thing you know, you get fucking Prague, Czech, Japan, like,
Word.
what's that like?
It's ill.
What's the craziest thing a fan did on that tour?
Which one?
Any of these European tours? Because I know they're like super duper hip hop fans.
Are those like those crazy people like in the middle of fucking Nowheresville, Russia, like really like fucking insane as people say?
They're just fanatics, you know what I mean? And they don't really know like personal space like that, so they're like, oh, and you're like, you know what I'm saying? They get twisted. But wow. What was the question?
The craziest
Like
story.
some of the craziest shit.
Crazy fan story. Shit, I mean, I don't know. He might have been a fan, but one time we did a show in Sundsvall, Sweden. I think that shit's in the mountains. Like the only other person that did a show there,
Like
I think
Swedish
at the time,
Alps.
at the time was like fucking James Brown or some wild shit. And we out there and we with these people and they fucking with us, everything good. And then this one dude, he was like Middle Eastern. He was showing mad love. And then like once showtime happens, like, you know, everybody's twisted and shit. And then fucking the dude's like all the memories and pain of like his like people going through wild shit because of like American politics or military shit like kicked in after he was so fucked up that he tried to come and fuck with us and shit, talk shit about, you know, us or whatever. And I'm like, fam, we're with Little Fame and Rex. Like, they will destroy you right now. Like, relax. You know what I'm saying? We tried to get him to calm down. He eventually calmed down, but he was about to get pounded out.
Were you with Sean Price? Weren't you with him when there was like, was it on the ST, like there was a stabbing?
I don't think
right
so.
after a show, some kid got stabbed to death.
Where?
This is
Was
like
it Mass?
2005, 6.
You figure you remember that?
Nah.
Yeah.
We toured with him in 04.
Oh, you know who? It was like Trees, who worked at UndergroundHipHop.com with me. He was on tour with them. This is making me think of something, though.
Yeah, when they did the Monkey Bars tour.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't on that one. I was on the shit before when they was about to get into Monkey Bars.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
ST to Squad and Special Teams, because they're both ST. There was a beef at one point, right?
Yeah.
Let's hear the nitty gritty, like the.
I mean, I don't know that story because I wasn't there, and I don't have the. I don't have the play by play.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to talk to like Term or Easy because they were the ones there dealing with that shit. I wasn't really there, but I remember that. It wasn't even that they were running with it, as that Jay was saying it. Jay was saying ST dot or S dot T dot or some shit.
Jason.
Yeah. And then Term and them was like, yo, relax, we're ST. Like, we already been ST. We've been yelling ST. You can't just come around saying that shit now. Y'all be Special Teams, you know what I'm saying? Keep it that. Don't be, because then if weirds it out, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been, like, you've been all over the world, obviously. You've just named like 10 countries you've been in this one conversation. Ever been somewhere where you were like, this is fucked up? Not like, I don't want to say you were scared, because I don't want to say that, but like
there's been places where I've been like, yo, this is crazy.
It's not safe here. We're like, we need to be like,
have you ever been arrested in any of these countries?
I've been arrested in Sweden, yeah.
Oh, shit.
For bud. Yeah, that shit was trash.
So what did they do to you then? In Sweden?
It was just like an extortion thing. They just wanted the bread, whatever, and they was out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was like a bunch of young-ass cops,
because I hear those Swedish jails are nice.
They just, dude, it was a Sunday and I was out in like 2 hours. Like 3 hours. Like it was just
so it was like Mexico, same shit.
Yeah, they basically tried to extort a dude.
I've always said Sweden's the new Mexico.
It's like the same, no matter where you go, though, it's the same shit. Like they just extorting you for the $200, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, basically.
But have you ever been anywhere where you were like, oh, this could get fucking crazy? Because you're in a place.
I mean, there's a few places where I was like not used to it, like that type of shit. But it was cool because we was like with the people and it was all love. We went to this shit called Christiania in Copenhagen.
Okay.
That shit is like, it was like, I think they finally like shut it down, but it was basically like a part of Copenhagen that was like the black market where like the people governed the area.
Okay.
And like the cops couldn't get in, like they just couldn't penetrate that area. You know what I mean? Like it was only one way in, one way out, and the fucking people would just beat them with rocks and sticks and shit. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't take pictures of shit. It was all black market weed and hash and cigarette sales, and nobody had their dogs on a leash and shit. Like it was crazy. It was like we were in like that shit you see overseas and shit. Like 25 cents a minute, 25 cents a day saves a kid or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like that type of shit. So we were like, yo, what the fuck? Because we were basically like in an area where like it was illegal to be and to do shit, but nobody could do nothing about it.
Yeah. What's the best place you've been? Like, where's somewhere you've done a show? Like you said, you were doing one in the mountains. Like, what's something like that? Like, you're like, what the fuck? Hip hop brought me here.
Yeah, I mean, I did one in, Japan and shit, and South Korea, shit like that is just different. You know what I mean? They're like a different type of fan. Like the European shit, they're more like fanatics. Like, they're all with it. Like in like the Asian shit, like they're just like, they love it so much that they're like watching the shit like it's like a doc or something. You feel me? Like for real. We did a bunch of fucking in-stores and shit, because it was basically like our homegirl from New York did the tour. This is like 2011, and she did it with like this company called Fames, and that shit's like lids in the mall.
Okay. Yep.
So we were doing a bunch of in-stores at their stores and shit like that, and then we were doing some record like some listening type things. It was like right around like the first 82 album.
Okay.
So we were doing a bunch of those songs and shit like that, and a bunch of like term shit at these in-stores, and they were just like they weren't like making no noise like until it was like the song was over, and then it was like in unison, like golf shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit is lit. Is different.
So they don't even like bob their heads.
They do, but it's like those are the more like urban ones. You know what I'm saying? Some of those fans are just so like still like
stoic.
You gotta respect.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So they're just like paying attention. They never really seen it in their face. So they're watching and like they're paying attention. You know
How does the American audience compare?
They don't. The American shit is like, we make it, like I was saying earlier, we make the shit, so we take advantage of the shit. Like there's still those elements out there where you can find a good show where people are into it and nobody's fucking filming the shit and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You can still find those.
When did that start? That must
when
be
the camera phone came
from
out.
your perspective, that must be an interesting thing. Because
I'm not a big fan of that shit. I mean, it's cool. I get it. It's dope at times. But when everybody's doing this shit, it's like nobody's even paying attention. They're like watching their fucking video for their post for later and see how many likes. And then when nobody cares.
No one's going to watch that shit.
Nobody cares, bro. So like put this shit away and take it in. Take a whatever. Take one video or two.
Yeah, take a quick
whatever. But like enjoy the fucking experience. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, isn't Method? I mean, when Meth and Red were at the Boston Commons a couple years ago, Meth went off on people with their phones out.
Yeah.
Like singled them out. And
it's just whack. It takes away from the show because like you're trying to get the crowd to participate and they're just like focused on this.
That's what it must just be a weird thing from being like especially a DJ. You're trying to rock a whole crowd and you're looking out and like everyone's just like.
In Europe, they do that, but not as much. Like they're like paying attention. You know what I'm saying?
Because we all need to be the stars here in America.
They'll do it though. They'll do a few things. Like I got anybody that I knew or I met over there when I just went. I was like, yo, if you got any video, send it to me because I want to do this shit. I want to do this doc or whatever the fuck I'm gonna do with all this footage because I got mad footage, bro.
So how did you get Meth and Inspectah Deck? I mean, that's your new song, right?
Yeah.
Drug plots.
Yeah.
And who did that cover? Where did Method Man in the Rain?
Shout out my man Deezy. You know, Place Money Here. That's his brand. He's from New York, but he lives in Florida now. He does a bunch. He did technology. Okay. He did a bunch of stuff for Static. Shit. Yeah. He's a beast. He did Goya. Like.
Goya is still one of my favorites.
He's a monster.
Where Termanology put the straw to snort the coke.
Yeah, he did all the Goyas. Shit, man, he's done a bunch of shit.
Okay.
All the technology shit that's out right now, he's done amazing shit.
In order, the best Wu-Tang albums, Wu-Tang or solos from Wu-Tang members.
To finish on the shit about the song, I got Meth on it. Like I got Meth
I'm
on.
The worst.
I got Meth on it like in 2013. Like he hit me like.
Wait, you have a song from 2013 that you're just putting out now with Meth's verse on it?
Yep.
Meth's verse from 2013.
Yeah.
Is he swearing on it?
No, it was after he stopped swearing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. He stopped swearing like when he did 421. That was like the last album.
It was somewhere.
Yeah. But anyway, I got him on it like in 2013. And the track was like Bear.
Okay.
But it was like one of the hottest shits I had at the time. So I just like sent it to him. He was like, send me some more. And then he was like, hold on, I think I got something to this. And then I'm on my way to the studio with Hectic and Mr. DL. They were in my van, and they're chiefing in the back. And I'm driving, and I get a call, and it's Meth's name on the phone. And I'm like, I pick up the phone call. I'm on the highway, bro. This motherfucker spits like 12 out of the 16 bars. I'm like almost about to crash type shit. I had to like relax and put it on speaker and show motherfuckers like I was like bugging, dude. You know what I mean?
That's crazy shit.
So then whatever, we get to the lab. I'm like, can't believe that shit. You know. Then he sends the verse, and then I think like a year later or like the following summer, I get Term on it. We put it all together, and then I could have had that shit done years ago with other motherfuckers, but
why not?
I had a vision, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to. I could have gave it up to Term for him to put out on something produced by me, and I was like, nah, that's my shit, like, you know what I mean? And then could have got Jada on it, could have got a bunch of things happening on it, and I was like, nah, that ain't it, you know what I mean? And then I think like 2 years ago we got Deck on it.
Okay.
So 2 years now. Why wait? Why is it so long?
Because I was still finishing my album. Like I said, I had a vision for the shit. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was a heavy bullet for my fucking, you know what I mean? For my magazine. But
that must be hard though to like hold on to a Method Man verse for like what
10 years.
11 years almost now. Yeah, it's crazy.
I got patience with music like that. With my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what else you got in the vault?
I got a bunch of shit that's coming. It's coming. Probably like February, something like that.
Yeah. What is next for you?
Putting out the single really was like a kick in the ass to like finish the record.
Okay.
Cause I had it probably at like 75%, 80% for a minute, and I was just kind of like procrastinating in a sense. So then when I put the single out and made it like a real thing, it was like, okay, it's time to let's get this bubbling, and then okay, let's finish this shit up for real.
So you have like an album you're working on?
Yeah,
right now?
yeah, it's almost there.
Can we? Who's on the album?
I was listening to some shit. I got Geechee Sway from Camp Low on it. I got Big Sugar on it. I got trying to think of some other shit that I could say. I got Reef the Lost Cause on it. I got Pun Son on it. I got obviously the Squad. I got DJ Lethal on the beat. I got Steel on it. Rock Out from
How do you get DJ Lethal Foster Pain?
Yep.
How'd you end up
from Limp Bizkit?
How'd you end up getting that? Yeah. How'd you end up getting that?
That's my guy.
That's your guy?
Yeah, I met him on tour with Celine in like 2011, and we've been cool since then.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What's
mad other shit too. I just don't want to disclose a lot of shit. But like mad other shit.
What's like if someone's trying to find Deadeye music? What's like where should they start?
I don't really know what the numbers are. Like what the best situation.
What do you
is
think
now.
is?
Yeah, what's the favorite song
someone who
you've
makes
ever put
it?
out?
You know what I'm saying? As someone who's made it, what's the piece of work that you would point people in direction to? Oh, I've never heard your stuff before. Oh, you go check this out.
I'll probably tell them to check out Substance Abuse, the first album, just because it's like people really fuck with it. It's eclectic. If you like any type of music, it's basically on there.
So
any type of
it was
artist.
Substance Abuse. What was the next one? Recover. What was it?
Intervention.
Intervention, and then there was another one too. It was like
Last Batch was the EP.
Yeah. So I was gonna say. So what's up with all the drug references though?
It's all the Substance Abuse shit was like all the songs had to do with something.
Okay.
So, like a substance.
Okay.
And then it was like,
but not
it was
drugs.
20, not drugs per se.
But I get
and it was 20 songs, so it was like OD. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
So that was the concept on this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all conceptual shit.
Everything's conceptual.
But you know what's wild is that like I never really thought of it where like my art would imitate my life, and it exactly did.
How?
When I was putting out Substance Abuse,
you were getting fucked up.
I was wilding. When I was putting out Intervention, making it, I was 5 years sober.
How many years sober now?
I'm not sober anymore, but I drink a beer here and there, but I'm not like doing like bottles or nothing like that, not like shots or nothing like that.
What's the transition from why like go sober so long and then get off it?
It was kind of like a test, to be honest. Like if where I'm at and see if it was like okay. You know what I'm saying? And gauge a lot of things and see a lot of things, because once you open that box again, you learn a lot of shit about yourself, more shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm going on 3 years now.
Right. So you feel like you kind of know a lot more about yourself, right?
Yeah.
So that's an amazing thing. Now, when I reopened it, I felt like I was okay, because I could go without it, obviously, because I had done 5 years, But I knew like I had a limit. I knew what not to do afterwards. You know what I'm saying? What I don't fuck with. You know what I mean? So
Have you had any fuck up since?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You fall off the bike.
Yeah, it happens.
But you figure it out because you understand your body now and your tolerance and everything. It's like mental more than anything. It's not really like physical anymore.
I just don't think I like it. Like,
yeah,
even like the
doubt
action of
I
it.
feel you. I felt the same way.
Yeah, fucking. Your favorite piece of work that you've done?
I think the new song is probably the best thing I've ever done, but you know, that's subjective. But
yeah, but
I really like how I put together Intervention a lot. But I would say
what was the concept for that?
It was like, you know, I had like drops all throughout the shit, like every 3 or 4 songs that like were all cohesive, that all worked together. I produced all of them, you know, and then the songs in between kind of had a certain meaning for where it was at, you know, track wise. And some of that shit was shit I was holding. I didn't really know where I would put it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was working on Intervention and this new shit like at the same time. And then the last batch shit was kind of like a cutting room floor of those.
Okay.
So it was stuff I knew I wasn't going to put on these 2 albums, but I knew I wanted to keep Intervention like underground per se. You know what I mean? With the personnel on it and the sound. I could go places, but I wanted to keep it in at a certain canvas, you know what I mean? And then with this new shit is like bigger records, bigger sound, bigger artists.
Out of the underground?
Nah, because it's
louder underground.
Just bigger sound, bigger, you know, impact.
You talk about concept records, so you've probably done a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the concept that everybody missed?
That everybody missed?
Yeah, that you were like, you put some crazy shit together, and then nobody got it.
I think the skits on the last album, because they're all from The Wire.
Okay.
And they're all certain things that tie into the next song that comes right after it.
Okay.
And plays a part in the whole cohesive shit of the album. Even the skit that I didn't use that wasn't from The Wire fit the next song immediately. But you know what I mean? So, and then doing the song with ST and Bob Rock and Smooth. That song sticks out to me too. That's the last song on the album.
My cat's
I did the whole shit. I didn't have like any other input, you know?
What do you mean? You never knew that?
Like I don't make beats. I don't have like a set way of how I make production. Okay. Like I make it kind of like however, like, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever the best way to make the art, you know? I don't have like the ego to care like if I did 80% of it or 8% of it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I have like no quarrels about that shit. So that song sticks out to me and it's one of my favorites because I didn't have like outside input.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
When you no, you got something? Oh, is there anyone that you want to work with? Didn't work with yet?
Hell yeah, mad people. Shit.
Put it in the air.
Nas.
He went straight to the top.
Jay. Raekwon. Donnell Jones.
Donnell Jones, interesting.
That's some. You know what I mean? Even that kid. Remember that kid had a song back in the day and Premier remixed it. Craig David. Remember that
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
I'd work with that dude. SWV.
Seven
SWV.
days?
I would fucking work with them. They killed it. The song with is Kendrick on the new album is the SWV sample.
SWV sample.
I haven't heard it yet.
What? That shit is amazing.
What did you think of the Dr. Dre Snoop album?
I was just listening for the first time on the way here. Shit's crazy. Crazy.
Do you have a favorite record?
On?
Just in general as a DJ.
That I play or that
which
whatever?
what's one of your favorite records?
If you were stranded on an island, what 5 albums would you bring?
Full albums.
Yeah.
Definitely Only Built for Cuban Links. That's like one of my favorite albums, any music. Probably like Al Green, Greatest Hits.
See, I think Greatest Hits albums are like cheating, but like
with the Al Green joints, those are all the crack though.
No, I get it, but so it wasn't like the Stevie Wonder one. So it wasn't like
but Stevie Wonder has like multiple Greatest Hits albums. You know, Al only had the one with the crack.
The Marvin Gaye. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'd go with that. Those two. D'Angelo, Brown Sugar.
It's a short album.
Probably Illmatic. And probably Woo Forever.
Double disc. He's cheating again, man.
You see the vibes.
So you take Woo Forever over 36 Chambers.
Only because
2 albums.
it's 2 albums and there's only one skip.
Black Shampoo.
Yes. And I'll argue to the death that it's my personal favorite double album over Life After Death.
But how did Black Shampoo get on that album?
Because they wanted to give him a solo. They gave Deck a solo.
Yeah, but why did Black Shampoo?
I get it. I don't really. I think it had to do with the skip before it. Maybe I don't really know. But I love the song after that. The one with
because Black Shampoo ended.
The shorty singing and Ray on it.
Soon as Black Shampoo ended, whatever came next, I was like, I love that.
That shit was amazing.
It's just amazing.
It's only one skip on that whole shit. On the Biggie shit, there's a few skips.
There's a couple. Like that fucking, was that Nasty Girl or something that can...
You know what I mean? I get it. Like, I like that song, but I can't hear it all the damn time. You know what I mean? And the one where Big's talking about his man that passed with 112 on it.
Oh, yeah.
That song's cool, but it's like...
That's like a better put together song than the other song, but yeah, there's a couple on there.
Yeah, so I'll argue that, but that's my personal preference.
What's one 90s album that you think was super underrated? Like later you were like, holy shit, how did I miss this?
I didn't miss it.
Or it never gets mentioned.
I didn't miss it, but there's a few that come to mind. OC Jules.
Oh, good one.
Oh, yeah.
It's My World is my shit.
Uptown Saturday Night Camp Low.
Talk about all. So what do you think about...
I went the first day to Strawberries to buy that.
I used to love that shit.
Because I saw the fucking Lucchini video, and then at the end it turned into Swing, and I was like, what is this?
No, Uptown Saturday Night's the first one.
Yeah, that's the first one.
No, Lucchini's in the second one.
Nah.
Yeah. Lucchini's in the second one, isn't it? Yeah.
Uptown Saturday Night.
Yeah. The one where they took the mask off and shit, the van, that's the second album.
The Swing joint.
Yeah.
But I heard it's on the Lucchini video.
Yeah.
It's in the second part of the Lucchini.
What do you think about Sonny Chiba talking about Jay-Z stealing his style?
I don't think it's a steal of his style. I think Jay just figured out he had to slow down.
I mean, when you hear...
I understand that point of view because they're both working with Ski. They're both privy to each other's music. I understand some of that, but I don't think he's stealing Chiba's style. They don't even sound alike.
You don't think so? You can't hear... If you spit Lucchini and Jay's voice right now in your head, you can't hear that?
Nah, but because Suede was the lyrical one.
Yeah, but like it was the style of like
both of them.
Yeah, it was like that.
But Jay had stopped rapping fast at that point. He was slowing it down.
Even like
in my lifetime,
the Reasonable Doubt album though, you can like hear it in like a lot of those fucking like feeling it. You can hear it heavy and feeling it. Like there's tracks we floating like on that beat with that in and out style, and it's just like it's definitely it.
That's tough. That's tough. That's a tough one to say yes or no.
But knowing that like the Ski shit and stuff that most people don't know that, but knowing that even more, you're like.
Yeah, I hear it. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. There's probably some truth to that.
That's what he says. I mean, I can see it. You know what I mean?
I can see that shit happening. I can also see Nas seeing what the Wu's doing and being like, "Fuck it, I'm a gangster too. I'm Nas Escobar. Fuck it."
Yeah, that is what happened.
I know.
that is.
But he ain't gonna say it.
Exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Everybody came off Cuban.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that transition because I was way more into Illmatic style, but I get it.
People think that it was written's a better album.
I don't think so at all.
No?
Nope.
Remember Dart's response?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Nah, I don't. I'm way more on Dart's side of the fence on this.
Are you listening to anyone of the new school?
What's your favorite Lil Baby album?
I would say no. I don't know.
I can't even say like when someone's like my name's Lil Baby. I can't even be like.
I listen to Lil Baby.
I can't even say that. Like I can't.
He got joints though.
I'm sure he does, but I can't. I'm gonna call a grown man delicious. Like
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
What if we down the street or something? Hey yo, delicious.
and his upcoming album is called Who Hard Is Me.
I love that
without
you get
the
every
pause.
reference. Every reference. I love that shit. Yeah, that's like it's just you can't. I don't know. But who are you listening to? Younger cats. Anyone from Boston coming up?
Bro, that's so much fucking music. It's so hard.
What's your favorite album out of Boston?
Ever?
Or Massachusetts, ever?
Probably some Term did or Rex did or Slane did. One of those three. Edo got some shit, though. Edo, the Pete Rock shit, that's just retarded.
Yeah. I like the Edo joint with Master Ace.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
That's like an underrated album. That's like
Big Shug albums
really
are crazy.
Really
you know
good.
what I mean? Like, there's a lot of good shit.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby, man.
Don't be cruel.
Yeah, facts.
Come on, must be serious about this. You know, every little step. That was the album.
One of the best soundtrack songs ever.
Ooh,
the Ghostbuster 2.
Ghostbuster 2, and he's in the movie too. Proton Pack.
Even though he repeats the same verse twice on that song,
it's okay.
It's all good.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Yeah, it's just that's okay.
You know the rest, right?
I only know. Sorry, I just have you gotta. I just have you gotta believe by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch playing.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Shit, man. There's a lot of good shit from here, bro. Like over.
But Rex Gray Hairs might be my one of
Rex Gray Hairs or the RKS album, the one with Why Cry with Styles P and shit, and 25th Hour. Shit, man. Slane's World With No Skies, both of them.
Shit, the mixtape, the first mixtape, Devil.
The shit with the shit they just put on streaming with Static is crazy. You know what I mean? And they got a new one coming out. So,
well, your new stuff just came out. Where can, if you want to look in this camera right here, tell everybody where they can find your stuff.
Yep.
Your new stuff coming out, where they can find you, all your IG handles, everything like that. Let the people know.
Yo, it's your man DJ Deadeye representing that ST squad. You can find my social media is at DeadeyeST on everything. On Facebook, it's DJ Deadeye fan page. I got a new song called Drug Plots, produced by myself, Frank Dukes, and The Archetype. It's called Drug Plots. It's featuring Method Man, Termanology, and Inspectah Deck. I have 2 albums out. One's called Substance Abuse. The other one's called Intervention. I have an EP called Last Batch. And I have a new album coming out in 2025 called Independency. Check for that. It'll be on everything. Anything you listen to music on or watch music on, check it out. I'm there. You know what I mean?
Independency.
Yeah. So it's like the fight, the constant fight for humans. Like, you're striving to be independent your whole life, but you're dependent on something.
Okay.
Whether it be money, sex, success.
I'm just thinking how that
money.
It almost came back to the drug stuff again because independency.
But like, you want to be free, but you're gonna you're locked into something.
Last batch, human intervention, substance abuse.
So again, it's a progression of the art, but it's also like my mind state at the right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I see where you're going with this.
So it's crazy how it just imitates life. And I don't really, and I had these titles like
forever ago,
years ago. Like, it's not nothing that I like predestined.
It's been written, man.
It's just been written. Yeah,
it's been written. Mak-Tube. That's what it is.
Real facts.
Well, Van, what do you want to tell these people right here?
Like, subscribe. Fuck Kurt Schilling. Big Dookie Chain. I know.
Dog.
Damn, I'm not wearing the Big Dookie Chain today because the other one is MIA. So I'm wearing the Gucci Links.
Sense lives. Marty forever. Fuck Kurt Schilling. Peace.
Peace.
Doses.